Hey, listen to Commander CCO Podcast, episode 239. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryona, and we're going to conclude the arc of the Boogiemangers with some Strixhaven Commander talk. Now hit our theme song! Hey Ryan, we are back continuing yesterday's whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Virtually everything is the same as last time we spoke, which for us was about 2.5 minutes ago.
Yep.
When we were doing the best of the rest but first edition of our Strixhaven and C21 set review. But we have some more stories to tell, some cards to talk about, some other things that we want to say, some blazing hot takes to get to. But before we get to any of that, we have to thank our business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, their source for all your gaming needs.
Ooh, very much so. And this is the opportunity when we're done talking about the sealed Commander products and boosties and mythical archives and shit. If you just want that one Commander, or two or three, however many you want, you go to FusionGamingOnline.com, CCO Fusion 5 promo code, 5% off all of your Commanders, all of your cards in general, all of your gaming supplies. And you said the conclusion, the end of the arc of the Boogiemandy.
Yes, we've done some Boogiemancer deck. We did a really good
Top 5 and 5?
Yep. Of Boogiemanders. So we're going to move on to probably doing some Strixhaven stuff for the next couple of weeks. So if you have ideas, builds, by all means send them in. I've got a couple already. One of them on my favorite commander, who we're going to talk about in due course.
Oh, you're building one of these?
I'm not, but somebody in the nation did.
Oh.
And he built the deck that I was thinking about building. So cool.
Okay, well,
yeah.
We call it the conclusion of the arc of the Boogiemander, and you're like, well, there's no Boogiemanders in here, right?
No.
There are a couple that I want to highlight or touch on, or in particular want to draw attention to 2 and 3 converted mana cost legendary creatures, because those are the ones that are like, you see the Facebook or the Twitter posts where it's like, oh yeah, like you cast a Lotus Petal or a Dark Ritual and this commander on turn 1, and then you cast this on turn 2 and you commander damage or you infect them out or whatever, and that commander is kind of tagged to, oh, it can kill you on turn 2 with a Tainted Strike or whatever, right? And that is how a Boogiemander starts.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a couple of those in here, and there's certainly a bunch of 2 and 3 converted mana cost commanders.
That is true.
Yeah.
Those are all things that are true.
So we're going to highlight them. We've got 43.
Oh,
I've got 43 in front of me. You've got 53 in front of you, but you have some of the reprints that we might just touch on.
We're going to remind you that they're there and then move along, because none of them are exciting.
Yeah.
Some of them are questionable at best, including our hint from the pre-show on Monday. And I'm sure everybody's like, Brando and Ryan, they forgot CCO. You guys are so dumb. Nuh-uh. We saved it till today. And if you, on that video from 2 days ago, guessed Arashi Sky Asunder as the why the fuck is it even in here commander, we're still wondering, and you are now entered into the dirty, rotten sack of packs to crack, and you could have one on the way to you very soon.
That's right. And last week's winner, none other than Benjamin H. That's a BH. And if you have to ask,
you can't afford it.
No, but BH, Benjamin H. CommanderCookout@gmail.com. You get at us with your name, that you were the pack winner, your address, and we'll pluck a stinky old pack out of the onion bag and we'll send it your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's lots of fun. So everybody who commented, thank you for commenting. Today's comment, what are we asking for? Commanders that you like.
Oh, if you're going to build one of these, please put them down in the comments, because I'm not building anything new out of this set. Although lots of this stuff...
You just said you were, didn't you?
No, I like one of them. I would build one, but somebody out there already did it, and they did it better than I would have. So I'm happy and I'm satisfied in that. And there's lots of stuff I think I'm looking forward to playing against in here, but nothing that I'm really amped to build a new deck on. Lots of this stuff's going to go in decks that I have, but...
Okay. Well, last couple things before we get to the actual commandees, because we're jumping right into it today, because we got lots.
Fuck yeah!
If you're going to submit a list, the best place to submit it, if you're not a Patreon supporter, is commandercookout@gmail.com. Commandercookout@gmail.com. That's the easiest place for us to find it. You can message us anywhere. Facebook, at CCO Podcast, at CCO Brando. You can message us through Discord if you're a patron. You can message us anywhere, but the best place to submit a deck is to the email.
Yes.
And the email, the show notes are below. So when I text you back because you fucking tweeted at me, and I say, can you send it to the email? And you say, well, I don't know what the email is. It's in the show.
Yeah.
It's on the screen. It's in the show notes.
Yes.
CommanderCook@gmail.com. And if you're a Patreon supporter over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast, we've got a jank deck build.
Yep.
When I ask for help, that's where I go. We've got a competitive deck building channel. I don't think I've ever fucking been in that one.
I think I looked in it once. And I was like,
oh, okay, peace out.
yeah, no, I can't do it.
And then we've got the preferred deck list channel, which is one of the benefits to becoming a patron. And that's the first place that we do go, because we do like to feature our supporters lists as much as we can. And that's the best place to kind of get some of the dialogue about what the deck is like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like somebody will post a deck and then a bunch of the other users of that channel will look at it, and I'll read all the comments on it sometimes, like when there is a bunch of them.
Sure.
And I know that the deck builders in there are going to give us something that is unique, interesting, well put together. So it's not just like we get a comment on YouTube, oh, this deck sucks. You know what I mean? Like it'll be an actually well put together deck. So big thanks to all the patrons who contribute to that, and everybody who contributes, shares, does all of the social media stuff.
Agreed.
Yeah. So Commandies, you want to jump right into it? We got any other stories? You got any other concerns of legendary stature?
I have a concern about some Commander stuff, and I was going to talk about it on the show.
Okay.
But I think maybe it might be worth its own little thing.
Okay.
Well, we'll do it another place.
Okay.
Where I'm concerned about some of the,
I want to say pricing structure.
Pricing structure of the C21 decks versus the set decks.
The Commander set decks. Yeah, what the fuck are those called? They're the ones that launch. There's two of them. They're all reprints. They launch with Zendikar Rising, and they launch with Kaldheim. Yeah.
I think that there's a discrepancy in price, especially with these sets, because the reprint equity isn't really there. Mm-hmm. And I would argue that on a lot of the decks, the new print equity isn't really there to justify the increase in price. But I think that's something that we can talk about at a later date, and it doesn't really inform how cool some of these cards are. Yeah. So let's just talk about how sweet these are. Well, and we can dunk on WotC charging us too much for stuff another time.
Well, I think that we do that frequently enough. But when there's a Commander product or some other non-set product, sometimes we do a little bit of a review of it on YouTube. So the next time we're in Studio CCO and we're talking about it, we might just run the camera and we'll do a little bit of a, not a price review, like we're not an MtG finance channel, but when we feel strongly like this is good, this is bad, this is too expensive, or like go out and buy this, it's too fucking cheap, we'll let you guys know. But for today,
let's talk some Commandies. All right, so we're going to jam through these Commanders alphabetically. Usually we do them by color, but we'll do them by alphabet this time.
Oh, yeah, and there's so many that are like multiple colors, so it'd just all be gold alphabetical anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll start with Adrix and Nev Twin Casters.
Yeah, hey, speaking of Boogiemanders, we're hitting one up right off the bat that's Simic, that cares about copying stuff.
Shocking.
Yeah, is this going to be one of those ones that people are just going to be like, oh, yeah, okay.
I can never remember the name of the card.
Hold on, give this card a read first.
Okay. It's a 2/2. Merfolk with... It's a Merfolk?
Yeah, I guess so.
That is not a Merfolk. Oh.
Shame on you, wizards.
Andrew somebody doesn't know what a Merfolk looks like. So... Anyway, it's a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard for blue-green 2. Ward 2, which means whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless they pay an additional 2. So you can't kill this for free.
That's right.
You have to pay at least 2. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many tokens are created instead. So this is parallel lives.
Yes, or Anointed Procession, or half of Doubling Season, if you will, on a thing that you have to pay extra for. And just... side note, I love Ward because you can ward 2. You can ward sacrifice a creature. Ward pay 3 life. You can ward anything and it's fucking countered unless they do that thing. You can just make ward cost whatever you want and expect it to be evergreen.
Really?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
That's cool. What were you going to say? The name of the card, something?
No, that's it.
Okay.
It's I remembered it, and then I forgot it again. I said the name of it 25 seconds ago, and now I forget what the hell the card was. Parallel Lives. Got it again. Got it.
There
it's
it is.
there. So that's what this card is. It's Parallel Lives. It's going to double tokens.
Yeah, put it in your token decks with Parallel Lives and Doubling Season, and you just have that effect. And I guess sort of Vorinclex 2.0, Baby Eater.
Yeah, you gonna build?
He does counters, not tokens.
Yeah, but he's the other half of Doubling Season. He goes in this deck.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Anyways.
How about Alibou, Ancient Witness?
Alibou, Ancient Witness. This is a 4/5 golem for red, white, 3. Other arties, creatures you control have haste. Artifact creatures.
Sure.
Okay. And he's an artifact creature too, I should say. Or it.
He ain't got no haste.
No. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control attack, Alibou, Ancient Witness deals X damage to any target and you scry X, where X is the number of tapped artifacts you control. Whenever an artifact we control attacks, so let's just pretend it's a throwaway, just like a 1/1 Thopter, we don't give a shit.
Sure.
Okay. Then Alibou just says, hey, how many tapped artifacts do you actually have? Deal damage.
Yeah,
so we would just play this in the artifact deck. And it's not it's not an actual Boros attacky deck. It's the artifact Boros deck.
It's the artifact Boros attacky deck.
The artifact. I try to make it fit.
Artifactacaros.
Yeah, that sounds like an ancient Greek god. Artifactacaros. Yeah, but I don't think it's an attacky deck. I think you just attack with one dude.
Yeah, it's
and then you just play the Dirtly artifact deck.
It's a very subtle Voltron deck.
Boros moving into the subtleties now, hey?
Yeah, and then you give her infect, and away you go.
Hey, does she deal the damage?
Yeah.
Deals X damage. Okay.
Yeah. So there that is. Okay, next up we have the first reprint. We're going to just mention this real quick. Arashi the Sky Asunder. Why does that exist?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Moving on.
This is our first Elder Dragon and House of Witherbloom College creator back in the day.
Beladros Witherbloom is a 4/4 Elder Dragon for green-black 5 with flying at the beginning of each upkeep. Create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with, when this creature dies, you gain a life, and pay 10 life, untap all lands you control, activate this ability only once each turn.
Hey, I like paying 10 life to do stuff.
Yeah, I like paying 10 life to do all kinds of stuff.
I'm just going to probably play like Seedborn Muse.
Yeah.
Mind you, no, I'll probably just play Seedborn Muse.
Yep. I think that it's fine. It's got a cool picture.
Yes, very cool picture.
But it's not pumping mine ads.
Mine ads aren't pumped.
Moving on.
Blex Vexing Pest. Wow, what a cool name.
Let me tell you about a card that I don't like.
Blex Vexing Pest?
Yep, this is it.
Okay, I'll read it. I'll spare you the trouble.
Okay.
This is a 3/2 Pest. Hey, so we're seeing a pest theme in the Witherblooms.
Okay.
3/2 Pest for green 2. Other pest, bats, insects, snakes, and spiders you control get +1/+1. What's
Cool.
not to like thus far? Okay.
Oh, wait for it.
When Blex Vexing Pest dies, you gain 4 life, which is a thing that the pests do. When they die, you gain a life.
Yep.
Okay, so this is like super pest. And then you flip it over, and this is a black sorcery on the other side. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put any number of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. You lose 3 life for each card put into your hand this way. Black 2.
How often, Ryan, on this show do I say, it's another black, pay 2, draw 2, lose 2? Well,
Often.
here we have pay 4, draw 5, lose 15.
Sounds like my kind of card.
What the hell? And Blex isn't that good. So 15 in black and green. You are not going to be able to find a draw spell that gets you 5 cards for less than 15.
I got
life.
I'll hit you back. I'll hit you with a couple morsels.
15
morsels. Witherbloom, Golgari, if you will, in Strixhaven is loosely focused around gaining life.
Sure.
Yeah, green's taking over what white does, even in fucking lifelink, the worst thing.
Yep.
Yeah, we're taking it over. Okay. This is a draw and lose, yes.
Yeah.
We did not bite a Moonlight Bargain with your dog at your house that one time. We didn't bite that card.
Definitely happened.
It was a different card.
No, it's not.
This card, if you have infinite mana, like all of the sorceries that you can cast out of your command zone, if you have infinite mana, you can just draw your whole library. You can just cast them to infinity.
Yeah.
This one, you need life. But fuck it. We'll go down to 1. I'm not scared.
So you mean to tell me that this card is good if you can make infinite mana? Just like virtually every other card.
Yes.
In Magic. Cool.
And infinite life. Don't forget that you need that too.
Yeah. Moving on.
You know what? I do like the front of this card. I think that it is cute. It is memey. I'm not usually into like the cute stuff, but I do like a good meme deck.
Sure. Bosch, Iron Golem. Why are they reprinting it?
Who gives a shit?
Moving on. Brina the Demagoog.
The Demagoog?
Demagoog.
This is one of those weird owl people.
Yeah.
Give it a read. It's got 900 lines of text that I don't even think it's good.
I got this 1/3 for black, white, 1 flying bird warlock. Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, if that opponent has more life than another of your opponents, that attacking player draws a card, and you put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature you control.
What the fuck? That sounds like a card from the Lord of the Rings TCG. Like, what the fuck does that even do? I'm not a big fan of that many words and that, like, what's the word? Like, it doesn't fucking do anything. You know what I mean? And it just encourages my opponents to attack each other. I'm just not into it. I'm not into encouraging my opponents to attack somebody. It's so marginal is the word. It just doesn't fucking matter.
Like, seeing this in the command zone, I just don't
care.
You will, but I don't. Why?
I don't know if this is going to be a very widely adopted and built card.
Yeah,
it costs 3, just like Blacks. We've seen 2 of them at the 3-drop slot thus far,
at
and
least
we're going to see
is a meme.
Yeah, at least.
Right?
We're going to see the next 3-drop in my buddy that I went to elementary school with, Cody. This is Cody.
Cody Vociferous Codex is this set's do-all, catch-all, 5-color, do whatever you want commander.
Yes, unless it's a permanent spell, then you can't do it.
Yeah, then you can't do it. It's a construct 1/4 for 3. You can't cast permanent spells once it's in play.
Yes.
Before it's in play, you can.
Fuck it, I'm not putting any in my deck.
4, tap, add Wooburg. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an instant or sorcery card with lesser mana value. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost and put each other card exiled this way on the bottom of your library in random order.
So your spells gain Cascade.
Yes.
Cool.
For non-permanent things, I think, right? Yeah. Because you can't cast permanent spells.
Yep. And yes, you're when I say spells, I mean like the things that aren't physical things.
So we're playing not permanent tribal, essentially.
Yeah, and you know what? Very subtly, this is a mana rock that taps, a 3-drop mana rock that taps for any color. You just have to have additional mana.
Yeah.
So you pay 4 and you get 5, so it's going to net you 1, and it can be any color that you don't kind of want to spend. So very subtly, it is a 3-drop, totally fucking unplayable mana rock.
It kind of is unplayable as a mana rock, to be fair. Like, I don't know.
Moving on.
We have Dika, Fractal Theorist.
Yeah, the fractals are the Simic tokens, like Golgari gets pests. The fractals are what Simic gets.
Okay. Good thing. So she is a human wizard, 3/3 for blue 5 with Magecraft. Here we go. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the spell's converted mana cost, and it has blue 3 target creature token can't be blocked this turn.
Okay, so this one kind of feels like a Simic card. It's making a token, it's putting +1 counters on it. That feels like Simic from Ravnica.
Yeah, that's Simic as hell.
Yeah,
everything about that is Simic.
And we didn't mention it yesterday, but I'm not really seeing a lot of Izzet that looks to be different than Izzet.
Yeah,
right.
I think Izzet and Simic are just Izzet and Simic.
It's hard with blue because they are the spell color, right? And Izzet is Spell Slinger, and now we're in the Spell Slinger deck or set, and it's kind of just Spell Slinger again. Like, I don't know, in the comments or on Twitter or on Discord, tell me where I'm wrong with that. I guess.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Dina Soul Steeper. I really like this picture. It looks like a content creator that I am a fairly big fan of.
Oh, cool.
Just kind of as an aside. She is a Dryad Druid. That's fun to say. Dina the Dryad Druid is a 1/3 for black-green.
Fuck, there's the D. There's the D in our arc of alliteration.
Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. 1, sack a dude. Dina's Soul Steeper gets +X+O until end of turn, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. I don't even think I'd play this card.
Don't give a shit. It's a 1/3. Who cares? It costs 2 mana, and then the following turn, if you're playing big mana, you can play the other half of the Blood Bond combo that she isn't, and attack, and fucking... Oh, no, she doesn't have lifelink, but who cares?
Yeah.
It's half of Blood Bond in your command zone for 2 mana. So... when you sit down with a Dina and you say, I don't have Blood Bond combo, that's going to have to be a concession or a clarity that you have to make, because this is the start of how a Boogeymander is made.
Ah, good one.
This is it. That's another one. And we've seen 2 of those kind of so far, right?
Yeah. I like it.
Anyways.
Essex Fractal Bloom. I like the picture on this one.
Yeah.
I like what this one does. I think I'm going to try and jam this one into a deck somewhere.
Oh, there you go.
Even though I resent it. And we'll get to that in a second. He is a Fractal 4/4 for a Simic and 4. That's 6. Flying. The first time you would create 1 or more tokens during each of your turns, you may instead choose a creature other than Essex Fractal Bloom and create that many tokens that are copies of that creature. So yet another friggin' card that blows Avenger of Zendikar into game-breaking proportions. Because you go...
I still don't know what this card does.
You play Avenger of Zendikar.
Sure.
And the next time you make tokens, you will make a copy of target creature instead.
Oh.
So Avenger of Zendikar making 10 plants makes 10 more Avenger of Zendikar, which makes 100 plants. And then you play a land, and all of your plants are 10/11s.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Why do I resent this? Because it's sort of Brutaclad. But
Sort of clad.
I want this in my Brutaclad deck, but it's fucking green. Because I want to turn all my dudes into 7 dwarves.
Hey, you know what? I got your back here a little bit. I got your back.
Get me.
You're a positive guy.
I am.
For the most part.
Sometimes.
When it's not Magic, you're a positive guy.
There we go. There it is.
And you like to identify the good in all things.
I sure do.
The good in this scenario is that Magic's rules and kind of the culture within the colors and all the things that are Magic allow us to have a card like Brutaclad, but let's say you don't like red.
Sure.
Now you could do something like Brutaclad, but in green-blue. And if that's what you want, those are the colors you appreciate, if that's what you want to do, somebody can have the experience that you have playing Brutaclad, but in this other different way.
I like that.
that.
That's really good, yeah. And to be fair, I think this is the first card that we've talked about that I actually think we're going to see decks. I think people are going to build this guy, and I think that they're going to be really cool and not memey or kind of...
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll probably build Blex just like and play it one time just to play like 1/1s for 4.
Yeah. Shitty card tribal.
I've got a Pit Scorpion from Legends. I'll jam that. Not scared.
Next up, we have Atali Primal Storm getting his umpteenth reprint.
Of the week.
Cool.
And Feldon of the Third Path too, just so when we get there.
Yeah, we can jump over him. To Extus Orique Overlord.
Wow, hey, what a cool name. And a bunch of cool, like, letters. He's got X's and Q's in his name.
Yeah.
And he's got a cool spiky shoulder thing.
And a glowing... His hair, I guess his head's on fire, on purple fire.
Man, that is a mother-ass cool guy.
Okay, 2/4 for black, white 1, double strike, Magecraft. And the Magecraft ability is to return target legendary creature card from your graveyard to your hand.
Ooh.
So that's some sweet recursion.
So if you can infinitely cast and copy something like the Chain of Smog, you can always sacrifice the non-legendary creature you're getting back to a sacrifice effect and make like infinite mana or infinite ETBs and dies triggers, right? So this guy could be a combo guy. You could make infinite mana with your Ashnod's altar and or Phyrexian altar and cast Awaken the Blood Avatar to infinity because it's a sorcery on the back side. And that's each opponent sacrifices a creature, create a 3/6 black and red avatar creature token with haste, and whenever this creature attacks, it deals 3 damage to each opponent. So you could have infinity of these, and you might not even need infinity mana because as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice any number of creatures, and this costs 2 less to cast for each sacrificed creature.
It's pretty cool. I like him. I think that you're going to see this deck too, but I think it might be a little bit more combo centric, and you kind of got to build the deck that you were just describing.
I was going to say a little bit more combo centric than what I just said. That is the combo.
Yeah, but like it's going to have to be it'll have to be the combo you were just talking about because Why else do you play that? He's not really good enough as an attacker to take advantage of it. Why does it even have double strike?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't even make sense.
I don't know why that has double strike. Why not just make him a 4/4?
Yeah.
Maybe. Fuck, I don't know, man.
Moving on.
Speaking of combo.
Fang the Broker. Human Warlock. 3/3 for black 2. Tap. Sack a creature. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Or tap. Remove a counter from a creature you control. Create a treasure token. Or tap. Sack an artifact. Create a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. That's the Orzhov creature token from the
inkling,
set.
yes.
And or black 3 untap Fang the Broker.
Ooh, so you tap him to make a creature, and then I don't know if you can sacrifice that creature to fucking something else. You can get mana, and you can maybe untap them with like a Staff of Domination, because that card needed any help. This guy's a combo guy too, just because he's got so many abilities, so much value. He reminds me of Staff of Domination, Yawgmoth, Thran Physician, the Trading Post. Is that it?
Trading Post guy, Kenrith?
No. Like the actual card.
Oh, the actual Trading Post.
Is that the card? The artifact that lets you like sack things. You get a.
Yeah, I'm sure I think that's Trading Post.
Everybody knows it. It's on the screen if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, somebody has that, and we do not.
Yeah. So that's combo guy.
We talked Feldon already, so we're gonna move off to Felissa, Fang of Silverquill.
I don't know. Silverquill is Orzhov.
Yes.
3/2 flyer for 4, black, white 2, Mentor. So that's an ability we saw from Return to Ravnica, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a Boros ability.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Whenever this creature attacks, put a +1 counter on target attacking creature with less power.
Sure.
Okay. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, create X tapped white and black inkling creature tokens with flying, where X is the number of counters it had on it. This is Alenda the Dusk Rose, but for everybody. All of our non-tokens.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what this is. This is Alenda 2.0 Hyper Alenda.
Neat.
Yeah.
So you're going to jam this card in a deck?
I don't know if I am, actually.
No?
Because my Alenda deck plays a lot of tokens. And in addition, this is number of counters it had on it. I don't play a lot of counters in my Alenda deck except on Alenda.
Oh.
So this would need to be like...
It's just an Alenda enabler.
It's a Alenda enabler, like, so it would double Alenda when Alenda dies, because she might have 30 counters on her, so I get 31 vampires, and then 30 inklings, which is good.
That's pretty good.
It's good, but I'm also playing Teysa Karlov, or Teysa when you double die triggers.
Yeah.
So I have this effect anyways, and I have more things that care about die triggers than this would give me benefit for +1/+1 counters, for example.
You know what I have to say to that? Let's
Moving
talk about Galazeth Prismari, the Elder Dragon of the Prismari Guild. 3/4 flying Elder Dragon 4. Blue-red 2. When it enters the battlefield, you get a creature token, and artifacts you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells.
This is the first one that I am 100% putting in a deck.
Tell me.
This will go into Calamax, as it makes my vehicles all into Cultivator's Caravans.
Cool.
Because it's Calamax on trains, right?
Yeah.
And all of the trains now, choo-choo, motherfucker, bring a mana, right? So that's what this card is going to do it for. It might just replace, like, the Murmuring Mystic, and whenever you cast it into instant or sorcery, you, like, get a bird or something, right?
Sure.
Bird spirit. Yeah. So this will just give me mana and treasure, just like 1 treasure, so he really costs 3. Great fucking art. Great art on this card. High fantasy, classic looking art.
That's a cool card. I agree. I'm not going to play it, but I'm glad that you are.
Yeah. And it gives you a treasure token. You could put it in Brutoclad and start the treasure train, which is different than a treasure trail.
But not by much. Next up, we have Giome, the Master Chef.
I don't understand why we need this card.
Nobody.
And why do all the trolls look like they're from World of Warcraft? It's the second one.
Yeah, that's true. Let's read it and then just move on to the next card. It's a 3/4 with trample.
It's a 5/3.
5/3. Because I care so much. It's a 5/3 with trample for green, black, 2. At the beginning of your end step, create a number of food tokens equal to the number of non-token creatures you had enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Next paragraph, 1, sack of food. Target creature becomes indestructible till end of turn. Tap it.
So you give it a food to regenerate it.
Yeah,
that's flavorful.
It's cool.
And I do like how they're not scared to introduce foods and mentor like abilities we've seen from yesteryear, years gone by, in Commander products to give us more of that space. I like that.
I like that too. Moving on. Hoffrey Ghost Forge.
The Hoff. I will paint that. I don't usually do cartoons and caricatures, but I will do that one.
Excellent. Will he have the car? Will he be in a bathing suit?
I thought bathing suit with like that orange buoy thing that he runs with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Okay.
The Hoff is a 4/3 dwarf cleric for white.
He's a 4/5.
What did I say?
4/3.
Oh, my God. What am I looking at?
I have no idea.
I'm dyslexic and I don't know my damn numbers. He is a 4/5 for white, red. That's a 3, right?
Yes.
3. Spirits you control get +1/+1 and have trample and haste.
Hey.
Ooh, that's pretty cool. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature except it's a spirit in addition to its other creature types, and it has when this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to your graveyard.
Hey, fuck. It's like it creates a ghost of whatever just died.
Yeah.
That is flavorful.
Yep.
He's going to boost it when it dies. You're getting an ETB from the thing that died. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll kill your Sun Titan. Oh, really? Now it's a 7/7, and I'll still get shit back. And then I'll get my fucking Sun Titan back with my resurrection after it comes back when you kill this thing.
This is what we were talking about yesterday, where the Boros guild now has that recycling value to it, where it's going to play all of its cool stuff out of the yard to just squeeze a little bit more value out of it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know what the difference between what Boros is doing now and what other colors are doing is you still have to play all the best Boros stuff versus Simic or Jund or whatever other color where it feels like they're giving us new best stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sun Titan's still one of the best cards in Boros.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still going to play it with this guy.
True that.
Right.
Next up, we have another one of those cards where I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck isn't this 2 cards?
Oh, yeah.
So here we go. Jidasi, Oracle of Akavios is a 5/5 for blue 6. Blue 6.
Blue 6. Never mind blue 6.
Blue 6. Discard a card. Return it to your owner's hand.
Okay, cool. Sure. I'd do that.
Awesome. Magecraft.
I'll cast it for fucking 8 again.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll play a 5/5 for 8 all day. Just put it back in my hand. Then it has whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a non-land card, you may cast it by paying 1 rather than paying its mana cost. If it's a land, you may put it into play.
Okay. If it's a land, you can put it into play. Hey, that's an extra land drop.
Why don't you just play Omniscience? Just play fucking Omniscience.
Well, because on the back of this
let's talk
is
about this
Journey to the Oracle. Green 2 or green... There's 2 versions of this card, and they have different fucking mana costs depending on which printing you get. There is a typo.
Yes.
You may put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Then, if you control 8 or more lands, you may discard a card. If you do, return Journey of the Oracle to your hand.
Yeah.
That's okay. What are you going to do with it like next time? Right? You got to fill your hand back up before you can take advantage of it.
Then you played Jadzi. This should have been 2 different cards. And one of them should have been not printed and just play Omniscience instead. There we go.
There's a typo in one of them and the other one shouldn't even exist.
Yeah.
It's probably some story thing that ties them together, right? That we just don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me. Next up, we have 2. Why the fuck are they... Who asked for the reprints of Jor Kadeen and Casito? Nobody.
Moving on.
How many big snakes did we talk about, Ryan?
At least...
Not fucking 1.
Well, Black's Vexing Pest gives boosts to snakes.
Is he a snake?
No.
Can Casito make him bigger?
No, but Casito does get bigger. That counts, right?
No.
Oh.
God damn. Okay. Cayenne, Dean of Substance.
Hey, yeah, our first dean, I think, right? This is the current boss of the college.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a 2/2 for green 2 elf druid, so it's probably going to be good. You tap it to exile the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, put a study counter on it.
Cool.
Okay, study counter. Now, you go green 4. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put a +1 counter on it for each different mana value among non-land cards you own with study counters on them. There's complexity there that I don't think that
unnecessary.
It should be. Yeah, it shouldn't be there.
That is unnecessarily complicated for the effect you're getting.
Now, on the back, just to make it more complex, to add lines of text. Not that I'm complaining. It's not for me. Blue 2, Bird Wizard 3/3. This is Imbraham? That's a cool name.
That is a cool name.
Imbraham, Dean of Theory. So he's fucking smart. He's an owl.
Yeah.
He's owl people. God damn it. He's a flyer. You go blue X, tap, exile the top X cards of your library, put study counters on each of them. Then you may put a card you own in exile with a study counter on it into your hand. It's kind of like Knowledge Pool, but draw a card.
Yeah, he's again, if you have infinite mana, you draw your whole deck, but like
you draw one card. You got to activate them twice though, don't you? Well, then you may put a card.
You got to sack them, so you just kind of keep playing them over and over again. No, I guess you can keep using it.
You could just exile your whole deck, and put your Thassa's Oracle into your hand, and then fucking play it and win.
There you go.
Because you've got blue devotion to him.
Yeah.
And
Thassa's Oracle.
Oh yeah, that's fucking good. Yeah, okay.
Broken in half, infinite mana, out of your command zone.
Killian
Dink Duelist. This is the kid in school that always wanted to play swords with you at the urinal, and you felt really uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yes, and this is our next Boogeymander potential.
Tell me.
This is the guy, 2/2 lifelink menace, which means he can only be blocked by 2 creatures or more.
Thank you.
And spells you cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast.
That's neat.
Yes, white is his mana cost. So you cast him, and then your stuff that targets him costs less. So you've got the enchantment that says creature gets +2/+2 for each enchantment attached to it. And then you do another pump spell, like a double strike spell in white, and then you give him infect.
Yeah.
So you pump him up with the enchantment to make him like a 4/4. You give him +1 and infect with Tainted Strike. And you give him double strike, so he's a 5/5 infect double strike as early as turn 2. If you can play him on turn 1 and have mana left over, like with a Mox Diamond or something.
Wow.
So he can infect kill you on turn 2. Do we have to say that when we play?
No.
And does it really matter?
No.
Because we need to
no.
have infect again the next turn to kill the next person,
no.
And we do have to kill 3 people. So Boogeymander?
No.
No?
No.
No, you don't think?
If the thing that makes your deck into a Boogeymander deck is that you have to have the perfect 7 to kill one person on turn 2,
that's what I live for.
Well, yeah, but
don't kink shame me.
You're probably not gonna win that game, right?
Probably not.
Your creature's probably gonna eat shit, and that's gonna be it for you because now you're in top deck mode.
You want to play Urinal Duelist, and then somebody just comes out and just stomps your dink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That's what's gonna happen. So no, that is not a no. It's
pretty cool though when stuff costs less because you get to fucking cheat.
He is a cool ass card, but I don't think that he's scary for the reason that you outlined.
Okay. That's a good ass take. So people know he doesn't need to be banned. No, infect doesn't need to be moved to 15 or 20.
No.
Yeah.
No. If you have an 8 on turn 1 that allows you to kill a player with all 8 of those cards,
that is cool.
That's awesome, and nobody should be banned for doing that.
That's how stories get made.
Right? Yeah, that's a story you'll tell for friggin' ever.
Yeah.
So let it happen. Here's a card I actually really like, in Layla the Blade Reforged.
Ooh.
I like this one.
She's made out of rocks or something.
Yeah, and she's all fiery and shit, and she's got a sword and glowing eyes, and she's gonna stab some bitch.
Yep. Give her a read.
She is a 2/2 for red 2 with haste. Whenever she attacks, you exile the top card of your library. You can play that card this turn, so it's like a red chaos draw. Whenever you exile one or more cards from your library and or graveyard, you put a +1/+1 counter on her.
So this is another attacky to red Chaos draw.
Yep.
You like those?
I like these.
Okay.
I like this one.
We have such a plethora of red Chaos draw cards now that you could just rip through your whole deck as long as you're okay with exile and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
I do. I like that card. I think it's neat.
And it's costed in such a way too that like on turn 2 or 3 when it comes down, the following turn you probably still have openings.
And you'll be able to sneak in your 3/3 at somebody. Probably your 2/2, your 3/3, your 4/4, your 5/5 because she's getting bigger. And if you're playing on red with a bunch of flashback stuff, you can make her bigger by playing spells.
Oh, whenever you exile something, whenever you exile one or more cards from your library and or graveyard. Oh yeah, so you can flashback and.
Yeah, so if you're rocking the big underwear breach turn,
no, this doesn't work with flashback because when you cast it from your graveyard,
it
exiled from the stack.
Oh yeah, that's poopy.
Yeah,
that's poopy. Well, the underwear breach thing still works.
Yeah, but you can't Bajuk-a-bog yourself, but you could Tormod's Crypt yourself.
There we go.
There it is.
Get that one counter.
You fill up your graveyard. Yeah. This is the best Voltron deck ever.
It's
one or more. God damn it.
No, that's not good.
God damn it. I thought self-mill, Tormod's Crypt myself, traumatize myself, Tormod's Crypt myself. I'm going to tell you. It doesn't work, people.
How about low shield Clockwork Scholar?
Oh, yeah. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking artifact creatures you control. So, again, the artifact creature thing.
Yep.
Okay,
they're
but
back.
they got to attack. Okay. New paragraph. When one or more artifact creatures enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card.
Neat.
Only triggers once per turn. But we have ways to tap, put a Thopter into play, put a Servo into play, sacrifice, get creatures. Like, think of this with what is it, Pentavis?
Yeah.
You can remove counters to put a Pentavite into play, sack a Pentavite, put a +1 counter on Pentavis.
Yeah.
That's the right card, right?
I think so.
And you can just cycle your Pentavi and your Pentavites to draw cards every single turn. You draw 4 cards a turn if this is in your command zone.
It's a good card.
Pretty good.
It's a solid card. I like it.
I like the next card. It has an 8 on it. It's an owl, people, which I'm not super high on, but look at that fucking creature type.
A bird advisor. Mavinda Student's Advocate is a 2/3 for white 2 with flying, has 0. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If that spell doesn't target a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast. If that spell be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Activate only once each turn.
Cool.
That's neat. I like that.
You can activate it on other people's turns and just do nothing. I don't know if that's of any benefit, but it'll let me cast stuff from my graveyard. Traumatize myself twice in my advisor deck. Fill up that fucking graveyard for Underworld Breach. It's an advisor. I can tap it to mill you.
No, but the traumatize has to copy a target creature you control.
Oh, only to cost less.
Well, yeah, you still have to pay 8. I guess you can still pay 8 for it.
Well, 8 plus 5 for traumatize, because it costs 8 more. Fucking 13 mana traumatize myself. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
You know where you are when you're hearing shit like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's a card that why the fuck isn't this 2 cards? This, of all the cards, is the one that actually I'm very upset about this with several reasons.
I see what you did there.
Reason number 1. Mila Crafty Companion, the Fox, is a 2/3 for white 1. Whenever an opponent attacks one or more planeswalkers you control, put a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. Neat. Whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card.
Hey, white card draw.
It's really good.
Yes.
You know where I want that to go? In my Atraxa deck.
Whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls. Oh,
yeah.
Draw a card.
Yeah, I want to put that in Atraxa, but I fucking can't.
Can't, because it's got Luca Wayward Bonder on the other side. He's a planeswalker. Discard a card, draw a card, sure. Return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield that has haste. Exile it. Great.
Sneak attack, yeah.
Yeah. You get an emblem whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control. It deals damage equal to its power to any target. Pandemonium or Warstorm Surge. That's a good planeswalker.
That's an okay planeswalker.
He costs 6 though. Yeah. This is not 2 cards because Mila is his companion from Ikoria.
No,
it is
he's
his
not.
familiar.
The guy from Ikoria was a cat, and Luca is the fucking cat.
Oh no, it's not. You're wrong.
Luca has always been the cat.
Luca's not.
We discussed this in Ikoria.
Well, now we know.
Luca is the cat.
Luca's the
and the cat is not a fox.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was a giant cat,
Yeah,
wasn't
like
it?
this isn't even the same animal. It's two unrelated things that do unrelated things on the same card. One of them is attacky, attack, creatures get in there and attack, and the other one is don't attack me, because creatures shouldn't attack, don't get me. This is two cards.
Yes.
This is two strictly different fucking cards.
That's why they're not on the same face of the card. They're on the other side of the card because they're two cards.
They should be two cards next to each other.
Well, if you had two of them.
It's what they should be.
Play standard.
No.
Okay. Neil's Discipline Enforcer? Ooh, this is like the fucking principal.
This is Ghostly Prison with +1/+1 counter stuff, right?
Each creature with +1 counter on it can't attack you unless you pay X, where X is the number +1s on them.
Yeah, and when it comes into play, you put +1/+1s on some creatures that they control.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's okay.
That's okay. Well, it's another one of those ones that's like, don't attack me, right?
It beats the shit out of Fractal tokens and Hydras.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I like that. That's pretty good. And +1 counter decks.
Decks that play Cathra's Crusade. The bug guy, I can never remember his damn name. Every time
Mazarek.
Mazarek.
Yeah. Okay.
Pummels Mazarek all day long.
Okay. How about Octavia Living Thesis? This sounds like a Dream Theater song.
Yeah.
This is an 8/8 for 10. Elemental Octopus. Costs 8 less to cast if you have 8 or more instants and sorceries in your G yard. It's got Ward 8.
Oh.
So if you target it with anything, you got to pay 8 extra, or else it's countered. Yeah. What if I'm Mevinda-ing for 8+, and then I target your Octavia, so it's 8 more, so now I have to pay 16 in addition to whatever removal spell I'm playing from my graveyard. That's great. And it's got Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy, target creature has base power and toughness 8/8 until end of turn.
Fine.
Cool.
That's fine.
That goes in the Sea Monster deck, but is it the Sea Monster Commander?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. Osgir the Reconstructor.
Oh, this guy. I think this guy's good. Give him a read.
Let's give him a read. He's a 4/4 giant artificer for white-red 2 vigilance. 1 sack an artifact. Target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. X tap. Exile an artifact with mana value X from your graveyard. Create 2 tokens that are copies of the exiled card. Activate only as a sorcery. Hell yeah.
So we just exile Soul Ring, and then we can do it again if we find some way to untap them, like a Staff of Domination. Can that do it? I'm just going to Staff of Domination because I assume it can do it.
It probably can. Well, the Soul Ring's gone. But you
have 2 more Soul Rings.
Yeah, you can turn your Soul Ring into 2 Soul Rings, and then you can turn maybe that into 2 Gilded Lotuses.
Well, you can just sacrifice one of the Soul Rings after you tap it for mana, and then you can get 2 more.
No, because the token doesn't go to your graveyard.
Yeah, the token goes to your graveyard.
Well, yeah, but you can't reanimate. You can't remove it from a graveyard because it disappears.
Yeah, you could do it once, and fuck.
Yeah, it's not quite that good, but it's pretty good.
You can upcycle and get extra stuff.
Yes. There's lots of reasons. Lots of reasons to love the reprints in this set. Pia Nalar.
Oh yeah.
Skip it.
Plarg, Dean of Chaos.
This sounds like a card that I would like, Ryan.
Yes.
Read it.
This is a 2/2 for 2. Orc Shaman. He's the Dean.
Yep.
You tap him, discard a card, draw a card. So that is like looting, but no, it's rummaging. That's what that is.
Yep.
Yeah. You go 4 tap, 4 red tap, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary non-card, mana value 3 or less, and you get it, and it gains haste or some shit.
You can pay without paying its mana cost.
Oh, sure. So it's kind of like just dig for whatever.
Yeah, fuck that guy. What's he doing on the other side, Ron?
Flips over into Augusta, Dean of Order. Fuck, I wish this was an advisor. Other tapped creatures you control get +1/+0, and other untapped creatures you control get +0/+1. So if they're attacking, they get bigger. If they're blocking, they get bigger. Okay? Yeah. Whenever you attack, untap each creature you control, then tap any number of creatures you control.
I hate it. I don't like that card.
I like that you tap them and you untap them and tap them again.
Like what?
If you want.
Like what? If that was after blocks, I would like, okay, sure, you can tap this to get combat advantage there, but they're trying so hard to get Boros away from the tacky stuff.
That's
Let's
fine.
just even do her thing.
I don't think that this card is going to see very much play at all.
No.
Okay.
I think that I'm going to open 10 of them.
Most likely.
Let's talk about my favorite commander in the set.
This is another weird one where it's like half people, half animal. I'm not into it.
It's an elephant, though.
Yeah.
Quintorius Field Historian is a 2/4 for red, white, 3. Spirits you control get +1/+0, sure. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token.
It's actually a 4/2.
Yeah.
Because it's getting +1/+1. And this either goes into the same kind of deck that like Savine the Chronoclast is, with like the flashbacks and get stuff from your graveyard, or like the mass getter backer eggs decks and stuff from like combo decks with what is it, Empty the Vaults and
Sure.
what are those cards that
Second Sunrise?
Second Sunrise, yeah, you get either it's that deck, or I'm sure there's some kind of combo here, right? There's got to be.
Oh, probably. I just like it because I think it's cool. I just think this deck is really cool. It makes your flashback into a thing.
Yep.
There's a card that are like I think it's Enduring Renewal. I think is the
Yes.
where it's every time a creature goes into your graveyard, if it goes back to your hand if it's not white, and it comes back into play if it is white. So when your guys are dying, they're hitting the yard and going back to your hand and replacing themselves with 4/2s, and then you can play them again, and that leads into all sorts of degenerate shit.
And what's the enchantment that when enchanted creature dies, return it to the battlefield, and then at the end of turn you bring the enchantment back? So both of those would leave the graveyard as well, right?
Yeah, that also. I forget.
So that works.
But that's good. But there's just all sorts of ways that cards leave your graveyard sometimes, and you get a cool benefit from it. I just think this is going to be a really interesting deck, and I like the picture.
And you know what? Don't forget that white can reincarnate with like reincarnation or what's the one from Alpha where it looks like the really old one, reincarnate? No, fuck.
You're asking me to remember something.
White,
93, dude.
Yeah, white brings back cards.
Yes.
It can do that. And
Sun Titan. There we go.
And there's combos too. There's like Revelark and Karmic Guide combos and stuff where you can get all of these guys back, and then you play the Dredge guy, Flame whatever.
Flamekin Zealot.
That gives all your creatures haste.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so you can do it with this deck.
Yeah.
This guy can do it.
There's lots of build room there. You can build something that's totally like jank Kamigawa Spirit Tribal, or all the way over to like, this is just the enabler for a bunch of combos that are just ridiculous loops that don't actually do anything
until you attack and
but now they
kill
do.
everyone. Yeah,
because now those stupid loops just net you dudes that make you win.
Yep,
that's cool.
Stupid
I like this
loops.
guy.
Stupid loops. Is that sloopid?
Yes, very CCO thing to do.
Okay,
Ryona Fire Dancer.
Okay, this is red 3 for a 3/4 human wizard. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create X tokens that are copies of another target creature you control, where X is 1 plus the number of instants and sorceries you've cast this turn. They gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step. So this makes tokens. You're probably going to get 1 token a turn because you're casting a sorcery.
Yeah.
And that's probably fine if you're
okay.
stacking up your deck with like good stuff that you want to make tokens of. It's not going to give you tokens en masse. This is going to get you one big guy.
You could get a bunch of like gangbang commanders, or
oh, that's a good one.
I think Desolation Twin got a reprint, so I mean you get a Desolation Twin, which gets you an additional Desolation Twin.
Yeah, okay.
Right? I mean, you're going to have those blowout turns where you go like Rite of Flame, Desperate Ritual, Other Ritual, Seething Song, something else.
Mana Geyser.
Giant fucking dude that makes tokens.
Yes.
And, right? Like, maybe.
Then you're going to sneak attack with that mana in your Blightsteel. Then you're going to, like, go to combat and you're going to get a bunch of other Blightsteels and you're going to just crash in. Like, that could be the deck.
Yep,
that could just be the deck.
Yeah.
Which is, when you say that makes it cool.
Yeah.
Way cooler than when I said, like, oh, yeah, you're just going to cast, like, Vandal Blast, not overloaded, make a copy of my Worm Coil. which is also fine.
You can do both of those things. But again, it's one of those decks that's super narrow, and it's either going to be kind of janky and shitty, or it's going to just fuck.
Hey, I like all of those things. Narrow, janky, shitty, glass cannon, but also fuck.
There we go. How about Ruth the Mercurial Artist?
Hey, this is the performing arts kind of What are they called again? What is this college called?
I don't care.
Prismari. This is the Prismari Performing Arts.
Is it, Ryan? Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. 1/4 Orc Shaman. Red, blue, 1. Pay 2. Return Root the Mercurial Artist to its owner's hand. Copy target instance or sorcery. You may choose new targets. You bouncer, and then you can... There's a combo with this one, too, that I saw on Twitter. I don't know what it is. It's super... It probably involves reiterate and copying reiterate and bouncing her in response to something and playing her again. Like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. There it is.
You know what? This feels like the one where nobody's going to play it, but it's like a very powerful CEDH deck. That's what this feels like. But I don't even think it's there.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. How about Ruxa Patient Professor? I really like this.
It's a fucking furry.
I'm
just
is
not into it.
Yeah. Bear Druid, 4/4 for 4, 2 of which are green. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, return target creature with no abilities from your yard to your hand. Creatures you control with no abilities get +1/+1, and you may have creatures you control with no abilities assign their combat damage as though they weren't blocked. Just because it's a funny bear in a robe, I think I'm going to try him in Tana.
I think that it is kind of funny.
It's kind of a funny pic. He's got his finger chalk, and he's he's explaining something to somebody.
He's trying to be really patient to this just idiot fucking creature that's all flavor text.
Right?
It's just Sandbar Crocodile or something. Sandbar Crocodile's got phasing. Fuck. Whatever. Just some shitty.
Just a bunch of sapperling tokens.
Dumb idiot.
Yeah.
No, it's like some big idiot elf from Scourge or something. He's like a 6/6. He's got a novel of flavor text, and he's just oh, now you get +1/+1. Thank you. Here's your Morrigander Petroglyphs.deck.
Exactly.
Big dumb idiots. And you know what? That much I can appreciate. This guy's text box, I like.
I'm a fan of that. How about Shadrick's Silverquill?
Ooh, when you say it like that, it's pretty spooky. It's pretty spooky.
I think
2/5 Elder Dragon for black, white, 3 flying D strike. That is double strike.
Yep.
At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose 2, but they must target 2 different peep.
Yep.
Okay. Target player creates a 2/1 Inkling Flyer token.
Right.
Target player loses 1, draws 1.
Right.
Ooh, okay. Target player puts a +1 counter on each creature they control. Here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm alpha striking you.
Yep.
Lose a life. Just right off the bat. Fuck you with that 1 life.
And draw a card.
And draw a card.
Right.
Don't care. Because your life total's going down. Then I put a +1 on each guy I control.
That's pretty good.
When I'm alpha striking.
That's
like a little tiny mini shitty Orzhov tiny little overrun. Or Anthem, but it's like the Anthem that compounds itself turn over turn. I think that this guy's the second best of the dragons that we've seen so far.
I think he's all right. I think that also he's going to lead to one of those funny story moments where you do exactly what you just said, and they're going to draw Fog and play it. Right? Screw you, buddy. And that's going to be awesome.
Yep, that's what's going to happen.
How about Shalai? Is that Shalai? Shalai?
I don't know.
Whatever. Dean of Radiance.
Yeah, a 1/1 bird cleric for white 1, flying, Vig, tap to put a +1 counter on each creature that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. That's like a little mini Cathar's Crusade.
Or a Oran Reef the Vastwood. Sort of.
Is it Oran? No, it's Felidar Retreat. Oh, yeah, Oran Reef. Yeah. This is also like Macias the Lunarch. Kind of like that, too.
Okay.
It flips over into the black side. Ambrose, Dean of Shadow. This guy looks like a bad guy. He's a 4/4 for black, 2. Tap, put a +1 counter on another target creature, then Dean of whatever Shadow deals 2 damage to that creature. Okay. Whenever a creature you control with a +1 counter on it dies, draw a card. So you put a +1 counter on your 1/1. And then it dies, and then you draw a card? Is that what you do there?
I guess so.
In a token deck?
I don't think you're going to see a lot of play out of these guys.
I don't think you're going to see a lot of play out of that guy.
You know who else you don't see a whole lot of anymore? Talran Sky Summoner. Good thing they reprinted that. Moving on to Tanazir Quadrix, or Tanazir Quadrix.
Yeah. 4/4 Elder Dragon, flying trample for Simic and 3. Enters the battlefield. double the number of +1 counters on target creature you control.
Neat.
So whenever you say double, that's good.
That's usually pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Whenever Tanazar Quandrix attacks, you may have the base power and toughness of each other creature you control become equal to Tanazar Quandrix power and toughness till end of turn.
Why do you make a creature that you have that's probably already bigger, and then make it probably smaller by turning into...
Yeah, this guy's confused.
This guy doesn't make any... It's like, okay, guys, we already printed a lot of really great Simic cards. Let's try and make the dragon be not as good, maybe?
Yeah.
Then people will say, nah, we're not always printing good stuff in there. That's how that feels.
I like the symmetry in the art.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that
neat.
garden looks like a nice place to be.
Yeah, I would hang out there probably.
Yep.
Yeah. So sometimes they have characters that are recurring. There's lots of different iterations of them.
Yes.
And sometimes they just reprint the bad one.
Yes.
Tessa Envoy of Ghosts.
Yeah, I don't know why that one showed up on mine. Because it's a reprint. So I guess there's only 52 legendaries. Moving on.
Moving on to Tivish Gloom Summoner.
Yeah. 4/4 human warlock, black 4, lifelink, life stink, if you will.
There we go.
At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, you may pay X, where X is the amount of life you just gained. If you do, you create a black XX demon creature with flying. So you gain life and you're like, ah, fuck it, I'll make a big ass dude.
I'm going to tell you why I don't like this card.
He looks like Will Ferrell in Zoolander.
That's another reason why I don't like this card. Yep.
We are the only two guys that hate Will Ferrell, I think.
What? No, there has to be other people out there.
I've never found them.
If you don't like Will Ferrell,
we're going to get trash for this.
Down in the comments, comment something specific that you don't like about Will Ferrell, and you'll be entered to win a draw for one of my super sweet Brando tokens. That's
good idea.
I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is to prove that other people don't like Will Ferrell.
Okay, good.
Excellent. So the thing I actually don't like about this card, besides the fact that it looks like Will Ferrell, is it's one of those cards that uses the same token of a creature, and they could all be different sizes, and that gets confusing. And I just don't like it. It's too much stuff to keep track of sometimes, and I'm just not into it.
I'm gonna one up you.
Okay.
The next double-sided Dean card involves a fucking hone counter and 87 lines of text and a full line of type, a full line of name, and then the back of it is 87 more lines of text. I'm not even going to read this card. If you're interested in it, maybe you can read it, but if not, I'm going to move right the fuck on.
Valentine, Dean of the Vein. Another bad card. I'm going to say it.
Hey,
Bad
this
card.
is a one-drop commander, though. It's cool when we see one of those.
I guess. It's not like I've been playing one of them for a decade.
Well, it's a cool deck. You like the deck.
It's true.
So maybe this is Norn the Wary's newfound friend. A 1/1 menace lifelink vampire warlock for black. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, you exile it instead. When you do, you may pay 2. So when it dies, you do something instead, and then if you do, you pay 2. If you do pay 2, you get a black 1/1 pest creature token that when it dies, you gain a life.
Sure.
Sure. And at the back of it is, whenever you gain life, you may pay 1. Okay. If you do, put a +1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain trample. Hey, that's pretty good. Let's move on.
There's there's better things that you can do that for the same mana cost in green and whatever. Velomachus Lorehold.
Yeah. This might be the dragon I find with Dragon's Approach.
Is this the one? Is this the card? Is this the big dragon from the set that people are just going to be all rock hard over? You think? Because this one's pretty cool. I like this one. I like this one.
Good. Give it a read.
5/5 4 white red 5 flying vigilance haste. Whenever whatever his name is attacks, you look at the top 7 cards of your library. You can cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to his power from among them for free. Put the rest in your bottom of the library in a random order.
Yeah, this one's good.
This is cool.
I Dragon's Approach. Okay. Dragon's Approach.
Yeah.
And then I get my Velomachus Lorehold.
Yeah.
Then I Mystical Tutor for Traumatize, and he's got haste, so I attack you, and I traumatize my fucking self. For free.
Solid move.
Or
you could Mystical Tutor for an additional combat step. And then...
It doesn't sound as good.
Play Underwear Breach and...
Ooh.
Breach the Mystical Tutor every turn to get an extra turn spell on top of your library every turn and just beat.
Also good.
Yeah.
Hey, that's really fucking good because I'll just get an extra turn spell and all my petitioners are untapped. I can mill my dang self, and I'll always have fuel for my Underwear Breach. Now, do you go to exile Underwear Breach when it resolves?
No.
When you sacrifice it?
No, it goes to the bin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then you get it back. That's why it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good card.
This is a deck, people.
Yeah, we're
This is
building
a
decks
CCO deck
right here.
My wheels are turning.
All right, we're in the home stretch. Veyran, Voice of Duality.
Okay, this is a 2/2, a Freet wizard for Is It and 1. Whenever you cast or copy an instant spell or sorcery spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
Yep.
And if you casting or copying an instant spell causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers an additional time. Ooh.
Don't you wish this was just red?
Don't you wish that this was in Calamax? Oh, I think I'm going to. I'm gonna copy something, then copy something, then copy something, and then it's gonna be like put a +1 on Calamax, and then double the amount of +1s on him. So he goes from 4 to 5 to 10 to 11 to 22 to fucking to 23 to 46, and then I attack you, and you die.
Then I crew a vehicle with him. Any vehicle I want.
He's so big he crews every vehicle at the same time. He wears fucking trains like roller skates.
I'll allow it. Yes. I'll allow it. Willow Dusk, Essence Seer.
Cool name. Pretty cool art. This is a 3/3 for 3, so automatically pretty efficient.
Yep.
1 tap, choose another target creature, put a +1 counter equal to the amount of life you've gained or lost this turn. But you can only do it once. Who cares? It's tapped. You can probably only do it once anyways.
Yeah.
Gained or lost this turn.
That's okay.
That's okay with like...
of course, it's only on your turn. So somebody can't attack you, and then you just go, oh, really?
Oh, yeah, activate only as a sorcery.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, really? You fuck? I'll show you. You can't even do that. Oh, well.
You could just Necropotence, go to 1, kill you. Necropotence, go to 1, put +39 on my 1 drop, kill you. Xaxes. Turn 2.
And since you've drawn all those cards, you'll probably have something that'll give that creature lifelink. Get in there, get all your life back.
Yeah, you go Dark Ritual, Necropotence on 1.
Yeah.
Turn 2, you go...
Willow Dusk Seer.
Oh, you need a creature, though, on turn 2 to attack.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Memnite. He's a 1/1
there
for
it
0.
is.
Yeah. Yep.
I saw the coolest meme not meme, but like altar the other day. It was Memnite, but it was Memnite with a gun. It was just a Memnite holding a gun, and it was a 2/1 for 0.
Oh, excellent.
So funny.
Oh, man. We got 3 more.
Here we go. Eudora Gravegardener.
Eudora. That sounds kind of like a He-Man character.
Sounds like it should be a Godzilla monster to me.
Also that, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, a 5/5 for 5, green 4. Treefolk Druid. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may return it to the battlefield face down under its owner's control, and it's a forest.
No, it's a forest. It's a forest.
It's a
You're a forest now. You're composting that bitch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna till him till he's dirt, and then plant a tree in him and wait for 20 years, and then he's a tree.
Yes.
Except it happens now.
Yeah.
And you can't morph him, FYI, because he doesn't have abilities like morph.
Yeah, you can't turn him back. I don't even like. Is that good? Because you're losing access to your creatures forever.
It's face down. So does Ixatron get bigger?
Yes,
I think so.
I think he does.
Why did you? Oh man,
broke it wide open here on CCO.
I think that's good because whenever a creature dies, you just get a land. That's good, isn't it? And but it's non-token, so you can't just throw away, right?
Yeah, you got to get your real dudes. I don't know. It's a card. All right, face card for Is It.
Can we play this? Can we play this card in a deck that has 0 land? To get all our guys with mana rocks and just skull clamp fucking shitty guys till we have lots of land.
Well, yeah.
Fucking let's do it. 2 left.
Zaffy Thunder Conductor.
Thunder who?
Thunder Conductor?
Thunder who? Read the text box. This is another typo.
Zaffy Thunder Conductor? Thunder Conductor.
Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, scry 1. If the spell's mana value is 5 or greater, create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. If that spell's mana value is 10 or greater, Zaphi Thunder Collector deals 10 damage to an opponent chosen at random. Conductor and Collector.
So you need to have a different creature. Well, this is... okay, that sucks. We're going to move on to Cedulpa Primal Dawn. Fuck that.
Same card. It's terrible.
Ryan, I've been waiting the whole show to make this joke.
What is it?
I've been waiting the whole show to make it. We almost made it through an entire set review without a single Simic card that didn't have both the lines land into play from your hand and draw a card on it.
And this one trumps that because it actually even says draw 2 cards.
Yeah, and this one just ruins it.
Oh,
but there's another just really good Simic card in Zimone, Quandrix Prodigy.
A 1/2 for green-blue. Pay 1, tap, return a land card from your hand to the put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped.
Yep.
Extra land drop.
Yep.
Doesn't count for your land per turn.
Correct.
4 tap, draw a card. If you control 8 or more land, draw 2 cards instead.
Jeez.
Hey, I could play this in my land deck.
At least she's an uncommon. You know what? At least she's an uncommon.
Oh, that makes it easy.
It'll be easy to get.
Yeah. Cool.
There it is.
That's it. We skipped a couple of the reprints. We skipped a Dean because it had too many words.
Yeah, fuck that Dean. I think we skipped a Mage Tribal piece of crap too. But I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care. What do you think of the legendaries? What do you think of Strixhaven and C21 on the whole?
Strictly medium.
Strixhavenly medium.
Strictly medium. I honestly don't have a strong opinion either way, which is weird for me. And the only
maybe I'm rubbing off on you.
The only thing that I'm excited about, like excited about for this set is the Mystical Archive cards.
Oh yeah,
I'm pumped for those, even if they're not the most beautiful cards I've ever seen. I'm excited to open them and just see what I get.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun because you get good cards.
Yeah, and
cards that you will and do play.
Exactly. Whereas I'm so take it or leave it with almost everything in this set because I'm not a spell slinger player. I'm not gonna build any of the decks, but the flip side to that is I'm really excited to play against decks that come out of this.
Yeah, because there are a lot of very interesting and unique things.
Yeah.
They're just... And we talked about it on, I think, a top 5 in 5. It's different.
Yep.
And the Boros gives you a new take. The Lorehold gives you a new take with some of the already best Boros stuff. So you're still playing good cards there.
Yep.
And you're changing the flavor a little bit of some color pairs, which is great. I've got a lot of cards, and just like cheapy little cards, common, uncommons, and jank rares that I know are going to go in a bunch of my decks. Mm-hmm. This is the set where I'm actually going to like have a list of cards that I need to like put into decks. And not because I think I'm going to get outpaced or I can't keep up, because people know when they sit down with me that I'm playing jank, and I articulate that to them, right? This is fucking shit, and like you should play shit too because it'd be fun for me, right? And for you. So I'm not scared that this set is so powerful and going to break Commander and is going to ruin the format and what I love about it. But there are powerful things, and that's exciting.
There's some powerful stuff that people are going to do. I'm excited that I can finally get more foil Chaos Warps.
Oh, with alternate art too, right? With the Mystical Archive?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't even know if I've looked at all of those pieces of art yet. I was waiting for them all to flood into me at one time, like reviewing all of them at once.
Tell me if this is a good idea.
Sure.
This will be my last thing I'm going to say on the set. Tell me. I'm going to do my opening video. Brando does stuff. Check it out sometime if you want to. I have made a point to not look at the Japanese spoilers for the Mystical Archive cards, so I'm going to open them and have no idea what any of them are.
You'll be able to... I bet you'll be able to decipher some of them.
I'm just going to see if I can pick them out. I know Demonic Tutor because it was spoiled
like
really
the first
early,
one, yeah.
But other than that, I've made a point to ignore them completely. So I'm very excited to just see what I open and then have no idea what they are.
That's kind of fun.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, I'm excited to get a bunch of the stuff that I want for the set, the singles. I ordered all 4 or 5 Commander decks from FusionGamingOnline.com. Right. I haven't picked up a booster box yet, but I probably will like just so we can open Flippy it and so I can have it and do giveaway packs with it.
Nice.
So look forward to that, I guess, open Flippies and commenting to get entered into Stinky Onion packs.
Yep.
If you want to get your own Strixhaven or Commander stuff from FusionGamingOnline.com, you make sure you use CCO Fusion 5 promo code. Lets the business daddies know that their partnership with us is a good one. Lets them know that people in the nation are proud and happy to support us with the cards that they were going to be getting anyways.
Exactly. Dude, they're happy to support us by doing something that they were going to do anyway, paying less for it. I
like that, yeah, because fucking Magic cards are expensive, and you know that there's going to be a couple bangers in those Commander decks that are going to get expensive, so just get them up front, get it over with, and save yourself, 5% when doing it.
Save yourself the pain of having to hunt down that Savine deck when Dockside goes through the ceiling. Oh my God. But I think that overall, maybe Ryan and I aren't as high on the set as some of you are. If this is your favorite set, get at us. Let us know. Let us know what you're going to do with some of the new cards. We're always happy to hear it. We're going to do the next shows going forward on Strixhaven Commanders. So if you've got one, send it in. commandercookout@gmail.com. We'll take a look at them. Thank you for being here over the llast couple of days, having us in your ear holes and your eye holes and any other hole in which you partake of the show. We really do appreciate it, and we'll be back next week with a super exciting deck on another exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!